Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about one-step equations. So one-step equations are where we're solving for a variable, a letter, usually x when we're first starting out, but it can be any letter, y, z, m, n. Those are all super common. X is the most common that we see. So we're solving for x. We're trying to figure out what number x represents. And we're going to do that in one step, meaning we just have to do one operation to get x by itself, to solve for x, to isolate x. So for the first one here, number 1, x minus 6 is equal to 3. To get x by itself, to isolate x, we want to get rid of that minus 6. And to do that, we're going to do the opposite of minus 6, which is plus 6. Now, whatever I do to one side of my equal sign, I need to do to the other for the math equation to stay balanced and valid. So by doing that, by balancing our equation, we are changing the look of the equation, but we're not actually changing it. So x minus 6, the opposite of that would be adding 6 to both sides of my equal sign. X is left alone. Negative 6 plus 6 zeroes out, and 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. Well, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I knew it was 9 right away because I thought to myself 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. Practicing our inverse or opposite operations helps us build the foundation for multi-step and more complex equations down the line. So for number 2, x plus 8 is equal to 12, you might realize, well, 4 plus 8 is equal to 12, but before we really say x is equal to 4, we know that, but we're going to try to solve for it to practice those habits of inverse operations. So the opposite of plus 8 is minus 8. Whatever I do to the left side of the equal sign, I must do to the right side to stay balanced. X is by itself now. We've isolated x because 8 minus 8 is 0, and 12 minus 8 is 4. So x is equal to 4. For number 3, we have 3x. So 3 is called a coefficient. It is a number in front of a variable, a letter, x. So 3 is a coefficient, x is our variable. When we have that, a coefficient in a variable, it means multiplication. So this is 3 times x, or 3x. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. And I don't want to write this like this, dividing by 3, dividing by 3. It's fine too, but the more common way you're going to see that is by kind of a fraction looking thing. We're going to divide by 3, because remember, a fraction, a numerator is really dividing by a denominator. 3 over 3, or 3 divided by 3, is 1, so we're left with 1x. And a lot of times, instead of 1x, we just write x equals 18 divided by 3 is 6. So for number 4, when we have x over 4, x is the numerator and 4 is the denominator, that really means x divided by 4 is equal to 5. Divided by, the inverse operation of that is multiply. So I'm going to multiply both my left side of the equation and the right side of the equation by 4. 5 times 4 is 20. And when I multiply, I should know that multiplication and division are opposites, so I'm kind of getting rid of that number there, and I'm just left with x. However, remember that multiplying by 4 is kind of like multiplying by 4 over 1, or not kind of, it is. Multiplying by 4 over 1, and the reason that multiplication and division kind of cancel each other out here is that 4 over 1 times x over 4, when you multiply fractions, remember you're multiplying across, not cross multiplying, but across. 4 times x is 4x. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 over 4 just simplifies to 1x. X is equal to 20. For number 5, we're back to addition and subtraction. So for number 5, we have x plus 7 is equal to negative 2. The opposite of plus 7, to get x by itself, to get rid of that plus 7, I want to subtract 7 away from both sides of my equal sign. 7 minus 7 cancels those 7's out. 7 minus 7 is 0, so I'm left with x plus 0, or just x. Negative 2 minus 7. Those are the same signs now. We have a negative 2 and a negative 7, so I kind of want to treat them like addition, let's slap a negative sign on there. So 2 plus 7 is 9, and we'll make this negative 9. If I start at negative 2, I start to the left of 0, and I minus 7. I keep going to the left on my number line. Here's 0, negative 1, negative 2. Start at negative 2, and I keep going down 7. I end up at negative 9. Actually, I'll keep that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should make it look accurate. Okay, so x is equal to negative 9. For number 6, x minus 5 is equal to 3. Opposite operation or inverse operation of subtracting 5 is adding 5. Whatever I do to the left, I must do to the right. X equals 3 plus 5 is 8. For number 7, we have negative 6 as a coefficient. X is a variable. Coefficient in a variable, we are multiplying here. So negative 6 times x equals 30. So I want to divide by negative 6. I don't want to just divide by 6, I want to divide by negative 6 to make sure that I am left with a positive 1x. So negative 6 divided by negative 6 is positive 1, or just x. And 30 divided by negative 6 is negative 5. Positive divided by negative is a negative. Number 8, x over 8, or x divided by 8 here. We want to multiply by 8. Multiply by 8. X multiplying by 8 and dividing by 8 are inverse operations, so that cancels those numbers out, and we're just left with x equals negative 8 times positive 8 is negative 64. X minus 6 is equal to negative 4. I want to add 6 to both sides of my equal sign. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0, so I have x plus 0, or just x. Negative 4 plus 6, those are opposite signs, so I want to treat them like subtraction. 6 minus 4 is 2. And we're going to stay at positive 2 because 6 is the greater absolute value. 6 is positive, so our answer is going to be positive. Now we have x plus 6 equals positive 4. So pretty similar to number 9, but different nonetheless. The opposite of plus 6 or adding 6 is minus 6 or negative 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. X plus 0 is really just x. 4 minus 6. This time it's negative 2. We have positive 4 and negative 6. Different signs means we want to treat them like subtraction. 6 minus 4 is 2. Well, negative 6 is a greater absolute value, so we're going to take that sign negative. Number 11, 8 is a coefficient. X is a variable. We have 8 times x here, so the opposite or inverse will be dividing by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1x, or just x. 42 divided by 8 does not simplify to a whole number, but we can simplify this improper fraction here. So 42 and 8 are both divisible by, we can do 2. 42 divided by 2 is 21, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. I can leave this as an improper fraction here, because 21 and 4 both don't simplify by the same number, or divide by the same number. Or I could turn this into a mixed number. 4 goes into 21 5 times, since 5 times 4 is 20, with 1 left over. Both of these are completely acceptable answers. And the last one here, x divided by negative 2 is equal to 16. I want to multiply by negative 2, multiply by negative 2. And I want to make sure I'm multiplying by negative 2, not just 2, because a negative times a negative gives me a positive 1. 16 positive times negative 2 is negative 32. And that's it. Comment below if you want to see any other types of one-step equations.